What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing front brake pads on this 2007 Honda Civic. Today we're just doing brake pads, so we're going to show you how to do that. Typically you would add and change rotors at the same time because that's a good thing to do. Rotors are a service item, they wear out because they're steel. We're not going to do that today, we're going to do that later, but we're going to leave that out. Today we're going to show you exactly how to do pads on the Civic. Let's get to it. With the wheel off, we can see the two bolts that we're going to take out to get the caliper off here and here. Those go into the caliper bracket on sliding pins that we'll grease later. At this point, with the wheel off, even if you weren't going to take the caliper off, you could check your pad thickness in this little window here. Let's keep going. With the caliper off, you want to hang it from somewhere like the strut where it's secure and it doesn't stretch the brake line. Make sure it's secure and it won't fall on you. The two bolts that hold the brake caliper bracket to the knuckle are a 17mm. This is what you would take off if you're going to take off your rotor as well. Now is a good time to check for any leakage or play in your ball joints or sway bar end link as pictured here. With the caliper off, you can slide out the sliding pins that the caliper bolt into. This can cause uneven pad wear if the sliders aren't moving properly, so we're going to take them out, clean them, and grease them. The pins should insert smoothly and easily, then it's just a matter of getting the rubber boots to seat on the top of the pins. Installing the pads is rather easy. Most brake pad kits come with new shims that go on either side of the pad, but ours did not. You usually should replace the shims on either side of the pad. The pad with the sheet metal tang goes inboard on the wheel, meaning it faces the inside of the car. This is the squealer that screams when your brake pad gets too thin. After that, use a C-clamp to compress the brake cylinder into the caliper so that you can fit it over the new, wider brake pads. With the piston compressed, you should be able to slide it over the new brake pads and install your bolts into the caliper bracket. Alright everybody, that's a wrap on the brake job on this 2007 Honda Civic. Don't use a jack without jack stands like we are using here. This is dangerous because the vehicle could rock and unsettle. Always jack it up from a safe lifting point on the vehicle and use jack stands, and then shake test the vehicle before you get under it. Saving a few bucks ain't worth your life, so always safety first. Use some jack stands. Do as we say, not as we do. Remember to check your fluid level in the reservoir. When you compress the caliper like we did, you push fluid back into the reservoir, so you might have to pull some out with a paper towel or a little syringe, so be mindful of that because brake fluid will ruin your paint. You don't want that happening, so be careful of where your level is when you're pushing your pistons back together. As always, when you do a job, take the car for a drive, drive slow, brake lightly, and listen for any obscure noises. If you hear any weird noises, stop, check the car over, make sure nothing's rubbing. And if you don't hear any noises, slowly increase the speed and increase your braking intensity until it sounds good and feels good. New pads will take a little bit to wear in until they're biting like old pads do, but give that a couple 100 kilometers and they should be back to normal. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching.